Hello everybody, welcome back. I'm Urvashi and today in this video I'm going to be talking about the nakshatra of Punar Vasu. So this is a series on nakshatras that I'm doing. This is the 7th nakshatra in the series. There are 27 nakshatras. Just in case you do not know what a nakshatra is, it is a further division of the zodiac. So the zodiac, we have 12 zodiacs in fact in the zodiac belt, but the zodiac belt is further divided into smaller divisions which are called nakshatras or lunar mansions, since many of you ask me what it is. And to get the specific result of a planet posited in any particular area of the zodiac, in one zodiac, so a zodiac consists of 30 degrees, but that zodiac is further divided into two, almost little bit more than two lunar mansions. About 2 1/4 of a lunar mansion is there in every zodiac. So that particular planet could be in any of those lunar mansions or nakshatras, and then that planet is going to pick up the energy of that particular nakshatra. So if you follow astrology, then I suggest you do touch the nakshatras a little bit, at least know the basics of nakshatras so that you can understand what that planet means. And especially if you're studying the personality of a native, then you have to know the moon nakshatra, the nakshatra that the moon is posited in, the nakshatra that the ascendant is in, and also the nakshatra that the sun is in, because these three planets form a basic framework of the person's personality. So if you know the nakshatras they are posited in, you'll have a fair idea of how what the general trend of the person is. So now I'm going to be talking about Punar Vasu, and this is the second video on Punar Vasu. So in this video I'm going to be talking about the 4 divisions. So we've discussed Punar Vasu, the personality of the Punar Vasu people, the symbols connected to Punar Vasu, the mythology stories behind Punar Vasu, the deities of Punar Vasu. So they tell us a lot about the personality of the native, because they tell us a lot about the nakshatra. So the quality of the person would be similar. And in this video I'm going to be talking about the 4 divisions. The lunar mansions are further divided into 4 parts. So now if the planet is, because every nakshatra is 13 degrees 20 minutes of a zodiac. Now if you want to see really what this planet is doing, what energy this planet has, then you have to divide it further into, it's divided, in fact the zodiac is already divided into 4 parts further. The lunar mansion or the nakshatra is divided in 4 parts. They are called 4 charans or 4 padas. So today I'm talking about Punar Vasu, which falls from 20 degrees of Gemini to 3 degrees 20 minutes of Cancer. Now your ascendant, your moon, your sun or any other planet could be anywhere between these degrees, 20 degrees of Gemini to 3 degrees 20 minutes of Cancer. But now I'm going to be talking about the specific 4 divisions of this portion as well, and you will know specifically the kind of an energy that planet has. So the first pada, before I even come down to the padas, let me just rewind a little bit and sum up the personality of Punar Vasu people. So Punar Vasu people are generally good people, calm people, spiritual people. They have a spiritual goodness about them. They try and see the goodness in everybody else. They want to work with everybody else, in cooperation with everybody else. They feel like we are all united. There is a oneness in their thought and feeling. They're empathetic, they're sympathetic. They have that they have the backup, that energy in them for achievement, for wish fulfillment, for success. But they tend to go through a lot of ups and downs in life. They have an unsettled life, and they have a huge potential of growth and of abundance of creativity. But like I said, in spite of having everything, they do have an unsettled life. They go through many changes in life, and they're constantly on the move, and they love being home. So this is the basic personality of a Punar Vasu nakshatra person. If your moon is in Punar Vasu, if your ascendant is in Punar Vasu, or if the sun is there, you would have this somewhere in your personality. Either it would be very obvious to others, or it would be a very inherent deep side of your nature, because the moon is how you feel, the ascendant is what others see, and the sun is really your soul, so how your soul functions. We are going to further dissect this part into 4 parts and see the difference in the personality then. So the first pada falls between 20 degrees of Gemini to 23 degrees 20 minutes of Gemini. So if your planet or ascendant or moon is between 20 degrees of Gemini to 23 degrees 20 minutes of Gemini, then in the D9 chart, in the Navamsh chart, that planet is going to go into the sign of Aries. You will see that same planet in D9 in the sign of Aries. The calculations are very simple. but I'm sure all the softwares already, calculate them for you. So I'm not going to go into the calculations here. I'm just going to tell you what the personality, the difference in the 4 personalities would be depending on the part that the planet falls in. So if it is in the first part, the first pada or the first charan, then it goes into the Navamsha of Aries. Now let's see the personality of this native. The energy that this native has is Jupiter, because Jupiter rules Punar Vasu. Gemini, because this falls in the zodiac of Gemini. And Mars, because Mars rules Aries. So Jupiter, Mercury, Mars, Aries. So highly dynamic. These people are highly dynamic, very adventurous, always on the move, very energetic, full of confidence, goal-oriented, go-getters, would want to work in cooperation with others, but are always on the move. They, get into logical arguments. They are logical, they can argue well, and they want to achieve their goal, and they're always in the move. They don't want to rest, they're energetic, they're confident. That is the basic trait difference, in the 4 personalities that you will see. Now I'm going to be talking about the second pada. The second pada falls between 23 degrees 20 minutes of Gemini to 26 degrees 40 minutes of Gemini. And if your planet or ascendant or moon falls between 23 degrees 20 minutes to 26 degrees 40 minutes of Gemini, in the D9 chart, in the Navamsha chart, you will see that planet goes into the sign of Taurus. So now this planet has the energy of Jupiter, because Jupiter rules Punar Vasu, Mercury, because it is in the sign of Gemini, and Taurus. So now this person has the energy of Jupiter, Mercury and Venus, all 3 benefics. But, so in the first video, I did talk about a lot of movement, a lot of changes, a lot of ups and downs, a lot of activity happening like there was in the first pada. Lots of movement, lots of activity, lots of energy, action-oriented, goal-oriented. In the second pada, there is more stability, there is more groundedness, there is more love for comforts, little bit more materialistic this pada is, more oriented towards their goals and comforts and materialistic things in life. And this is a Pushkar Navamsha, more fortunate where wealth is concerned. These people, in all probability, in later life would go towards business. And of course, I'm going to be talking about the career options at the end. But some of the career options for these people would also involve the hotel industry, hospitality, export-import, food industry, restaurants, things like that. So, and these people are very, very family-oriented. Intellectuals, intelligent, but more business-minded, more practical, more grounded. Now I'm going to be talking about the third pada. The third pada falls between 26 degrees 20 minutes to 30 degrees of Gemini. Now these people have the energy of Jupiter, because the nakshatra is ruled by Jupiter, Mercury, because the sign is Gemini. In the Navamsha, it's going to again go into the D9 chart, it's going to again go into the sign of Gemini. So now this becomes a Vargotam pada. If the planet, moon, ascendant, whichever planet falls in this third portion, 26 degrees 40 minutes to 30 degrees of Gemini, in the D9 chart will also be in Gemini. Now this planet becomes strong and auspicious, and will give the results exactly of what you're seeing in the chart. It's going to give the results exactly like that, because in the D9 chart, it goes into the same Navamsha. So this is a Vargotam pada. It becomes the planet is now gaining strength. And now the energy of this planet is Jupiter, Mercury, because we have Gemini in the D1 chart and we have Gemini in the D9 chart. Now these people are highly curious, very intellectual. They are very, very curious. They want to know about everything. They run after knowledge. The communication is really good. The mental activity, imagination power is very good. They can be highly educated. Business sense will be very good. And they would have the capability to think very fast. They would be fast thinkers, quick thinkers, good with business, good with communication, intellectual, and very, very sociable people. So that is the third division of this nakshatra. Now talking about the fourth division. Now the fourth division falls between 0 degrees of Cancer to 3 degrees 20 minutes of Cancer. Now this planet, if it falls between 0 degrees to 3 degrees 20 minutes of Cancer, has the energy of Jupiter, because Jupiter is the nakshatra lord. Moon, because this falls in the sign of Cancer, and in the D9 chart again this planet is going to go into the sign of Cancer. So Jupiter, Moon. And this is again a Vargotam Pada, because the planet is going to go into the same zodiac sign in the D9 chart that it is in the D1 chart, and this is again a Pushkar Navamsh. So now this Pada is extremely auspicious, giving a lot of auspiciousness in the personality of this native. This native is very empathetic, very sympathetic, very kind towards others. This person is in love with his home, is fortunate where wealth is concerned, where comforts are concerned, would be very knowledgeable, would search knowledge, would have all the positivity of Jupiter and Moon, and the auspiciousness of it being a Pushkar Navamsh. This person would be more creative, a very good host, more caring for others, very, very helpful towards others. So kind, motherly, helpful, supportive person you see in this 4th Navamsh of Punar Vasu. So these are the 4 divisions of Punar Vasu. Now let's talk about when the moon transits Punar Vasu, which all activities are favorable and which all activities are not favorable. So whenever moon is transiting Punar Vasu, all the good activities in life that you do, if you want to start an education, if you want to start some kind of a spiritual practice, meditation, getting married, starting a course, getting into education, or even traveling. This nakshatra is associated with travel, buying a house, starting some kind of a construction. So any kind of an auspicious activity is very, very favorable. It could be materialistic, it could be spiritual. So any auspicious activity is really good in this nakshatra. What is not good in this nakshatra is any kind of a legal activity, any conflict, any lending of money, borrowing of money. Anything that has any conflict in it is not considered good in this nakshatra. So all the positive activities are great to be done in this nakshatra. The activities which have any level of aggression or conflict, or there is some struggle, it's not good to do those activities in this nakshatra. Now let's talk about the careers connected to this nakshatra. So this nakshatra is closely connected to creativity. So any kind of creativity, any kind of entertainment, teaching, any kind of training activities, anything to do with children, if you're working with children, if you're teaching children, philosophers, astrologers, anything related to tours and travels, anything related to hospitality, restaurants, hotels, taking care of others, anything related to social work, anything related to homes, architecture, real estate, property, recycling of things, writing, writers, astrologers, communication, telecommunication, delivery services, like Zomato and Swiggy and such delivery services, traveling, spirituality, working with a spiritual organization, having any kind of a job in a spiritual organization, or even psychiatrists, teachers. So these are the basic professions that are connected to this nakshatra. Even hospitality, I think I said foods, restaurants, export, import, wherever there's a lot of movement, anybody working in a postal service, so because there's a lot of travel, there's a lot of movement, any salesperson who's traveling a lot, even that can be seen from this nakshatra. So these are the basic careers. You can further connect the careers to the different padas. Like the 3rd pada is all about knowledge, communication, teaching, philosophizing, and the 4th pada would be more of the hospitality industry, social work. The 1st pada would have a lot of travel connected to them. So that way you can see how it is connected to the different padas, and then you can see the planet that is posited in this nakshatra, the house that planet is connected to, and that is how you can see what kind of an energy this planet is taking. So that is all for now for this video. Do watch the first part if you haven't watched it, because I've covered the basics in the first part. The second part, I'm just covering the things that I left out in the first part. We'll see you in the next video. I'm going to be now doing Pushya. See you soon. Bye-bye for now.